G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. As you would have seen on the last episode, I got this bloody thing into a ute. So I've got little bits and pieces left to do, which I'll show you later on. But in this episode, I'm going to do the rear end overhaul. So that involves the VMAX J-hook brake rotors. An awesome kit from Safe Brake. They do pretty much extended brake lines for you that's all braided and give you clips. So I've got that for the rear. That's from the axle to the chassis, and then these are to the calipers themselves. Really nice bit of kit. So I've got that, and then one thing I've had on this shelf for over a year now is again another bloody bit of kit. Look at this thing. Bloody heavy. It's an adjustable heavy duty panhard rod. So that's going to help with the rear axle walk that it gets. As soon as you do a lift in your car, what actually happens is the panhard rod from standard is probably there, and then when you lift the car, it's going to pivot point down, which then causes your axle to walk that way, and this will just, so you can adjust it so then you can bring it back to center. Alleviates like side load on your drive shaft and everything else, just makes it better. So these are a definite need if you have a 2-inch lift or higher. So yeah, you might be wondering where I got these from. So this is from VMAX Australia. They're down in Melbourne. These are the J-hook NL bigger version brakes. So they're a 16-inch rim brake rotor, because the brake rotors on the standard J-tops are actually the NL version. Safe Brake is pretty much just their NH to NL brake kit. They'll also ask if you want standard 2-inch lift, 3-inch lift, all that sort of stuff, so they'll make to your recommendations. The panhard rod I got from 4x4 Car Mods Australia up in Queensland, and the code for it is actually APR016 for anyone else that wants one. So yeah, let's stop talking and get to the graphics, and let's put this stuff on. Just taking the car for a walk. Alright, so let's get stuck into the rear end. First off, going to start by jacking the car up and then putting some jack stands under it. So let's get started. God, I hate it every time I let that freaking jack down. It scares the crap out of me. It's so quick. I need to upgrade to a proper one. Yeah, that's done. So now it's time to get stuck into one side. So I'll start taking one of the tires off. Man, I don't have a lot of space. Like, I can just barely fit. I hate this. But I usually put my tire that I take off under here. I can't fit the bloody thing. So I had to resort to a bloody milk crate. So, alright. So next thing is, alright, so you've got a 17mm here and a 17mm down there. Undo those two and then you'll be able to take the caliper off, move it. You'll be left with your rotor. So I'll undo that, but while I'm there, I am going to undo this hose as well. Take that clip out because I want to replace that with the new one. So all I do to get that clip off is I just use a screwdriver and hammer. So you get your screwdriver just under there. Stop being magnetic. Under like that, and then just hammer it up. That'll come up. It'll become loose like this. So then what you could do is just hold this nut with a 17mm and then use a 10mm to break this loose. It is very tight, so just be careful. So before I pull all that out, I'm going to take the caliper off and then take the rotor off. Once that's on, and I'm going to put this back on, I'll quickly take this off the caliper. Have a bucket underneath so then it can catch any excess. Well, it's going to drip no matter what anyway. So I'll do that, undo that one, put the new one on, and then quickly do it up. I won't bother bleeding this one yet because I'll do the other side, and then I'll do the middle, and then so it'll be the line over there somewhere. Then I can bleed it, and then next episode when I move on to the front, I will do the same on that. I won't do it all at once, just so then it eliminates as much loss as possible. So you prefer to do one at a time. Cool, so I'll get started with undoing this and then on that.
Attitude change. Stands up tall with the wind in her face, saying, boyfriend, that way. She leaves into me. Oh yeah. I slam on the speed, 'cause I'm a lover boy at heart, yeah. I'm a lover boy at heart.
Alright, so I've just cut in here the guard. Now the reason why I do that is because, so you've seen how close the guard gets. Now if you've got the caliper over here and you have a lot of dirt and mud in behind your caliper and your rotor, how is it supposed to escape? Especially if you get a rock in behind there. They squeak and it sounds absolutely horrendous when you've got a rock stuck in there. So I've done it now, but I've been told that you cut a section out and then you'll be able to get any rocks or mud will be able to get it out from behind. So that's the reason why I've cut that. As much as I really don't want to put in a very clean and nice rotor on this, I can't be asked. Just cleaning it. After spitting it, trying to get the bloody few things on and putting the new clip on, rotor's on. So that side's done. Alright, so now that this side's done, I'm going to go do that side. I'm not going to record it. It frustrates me sometimes when little things don't go on so easily, and I know how they do. So yeah, I'm gonna do that side on my own, show you when it's done, and then I will do the middle line. The only thing that frustrated me was that friggin' caliper line, the new one going into the hard line. Such a pain in the ass. You get oil everywhere because it's dripping while you're trying to thread it. You got to try and find the thread without re-threading it. So the only way you can do that is by pushing the hard line all the way in and then tighten up the nut on it. So yeah, it's bloody difficult, it's annoying, it's messy, but hey, that's why we do this job. And yet I have a white car, and this is why I go through 5 sets of gloves so far, and yet I still have dirty hands. I just put it on over top. So yeah, anyway, I'll do that side and let's get to it. So I'm over here working on this side. I hate doing things like this. I'll show you. So yeah, that's now round, which means I have to take this whole line off all the way from there and take that off, and then take that to a brake place tomorrow because I'm going to need one made. FML, fuck my life, fuck my life. There's always something that always something little, something so simple can just piss you off as much as losing your freaking 10 mil. Anyway, I don't want to take that off as much because I will lose a lot of fluid, like a lot. I could crimp it actually. I'll be back. Okay, so crimping it worked. So it's off now. So I'm going to take it off there and I'm going to finish this side, and then take that hard line to a brake shop tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to get stuck into this and come back when it's all done. Also went and ordered steady rock light angle brackets, so I've installed them. So they're in. So it's just going to sit like that, point down towards the tyre. Ew. Sweet, so that side's done per se. Still have to get that line made up, but that'll be tomorrow. Yeah. So all I've got left now is just the rear panhard bar and the chassis to axle line, which is extended, which I've just had a look at. So yeah, see you tomorrow.
Later.
The next morning, I just ran to Pertec to get a new brake line made up. So huge thanks to Pertec North Sydney up in Hornsby for making that up pretty quick for me. So the only thing I have to do now is pretty much just bend it up and put it on the car. So I'm going to use the old one as a reference, and I'll get stuck into that now. Cool. So that's all mounted, nicely bent up. So, excuse me, hand to bend that up. I think now it's time to put some more. Oh, actually, I need to do between the chassis and the axle hose. So that's this longer one now. So I'm going to quickly put that in, and then I can get stuck into putting dot 3 in or dot 4. I'll have to look at the manual, and then I can get stuck into the panhard bar. It's coming along nicely, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to get into that now, and I'll get back to you in a second. Awesome.
Jump the charts again, it's Everything Is Awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool. We're part of the team. Everything is awesome.
Well, that was a bit of a fight, but the line's on. Tricky, but I got it to work. So yeah, I guess I'm going to move on to the panhard, and then that'll be it. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. After reading the Heinz repair and maintenance book, I've discovered that I need to torque the bolts to 235 Newton meters. I can only go to 210 or 300. Now, in saying that, I would rather get a mechanic to do it. I know I can do it, but I'm not spending $350 on a torque wrench that I'll use on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts for probably a good few more years. It's not a good investment at the moment, so I won't buy that. So this will end up having to be the end of the episode. There's a few things I want the mechanic to do, like the drive shaft seals on the front and rear drive shafts from the transfer case. So I might as well include the panhard there as well. Hey guys, I've done some investigating and research, and I've come to realize that there are actually no how-to videos on doing a rear panhard. So I will be investing in a torque wrench. It will only be 210, which I've heard is still good enough. It's better than 300, so I'll go by that, and my next episode will be the how-to video on the rear panhard for everyone. Cool, so back to the video. As when they do the full check over before I take it to the engineer. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. I will be off for a little bit. I end up finding work out of further in the state, so I won't be around the car to do anything. So I will try and get the next episode, which will be the front overhaul. So until then, thanks for watching, and if you like what you're seeing, like, comment and subscribe. Cheers guys.